And I had to definitely make sure I clicked the right button then, because I almost clicked stop stream. I forgot to swap over the thing I was after, and I was about to click the one thing I shouldn't. Luckily, I was smart. Yeah. Also, why are you now saying ad progress is 2 minutes? Because when I last looked, you said there was 30 seconds left, Twitch. A propaganda. It's what happens when a British person looks in it. I have a propaganda at this, mate. Or some other bullshit joke. Oi, you, have a propaganda. A gander means a look. I don't know where the rhyming slang comes from. Probably to do with geese. Because geese, gander, group of geese. What I do know that also causes Ginger a lot of pain is there is a Cockney rhyming slang Bible, or just a generic Cockney Bible, where someone has rewritten the entire of the Bible, but for Cockneys, in an attempt to make Cockney people religious. And it is so painful to read. It's really painful to read. Anyway, it says there's 3 minutes left on the ad, well, 30 seconds left on the ad now, so we will move on. I don't know, Ginger. Old English, at least it's an old language. It's understandable. It makes no sense. But the Lord's Prayer starts with, "Hey, Dad." I'll just leave it there because that's enough for you to know what the thing's like. Honestly, they should have started with, "Hey up, me mucker. How's life doing up there in Evan?" But then that leads more into Yorkshire. Today, I thought I'm going to try something a little bit different. Because I suck at backgrounds. Hence why everything you've ever seen me do is usually not a background. Other than that one I did last art stream, weirdly enough. I need to clean up my folders. Yeah, this one. Also, I need to clean off the side of that. This is the background. And as you can see, I'm bad at them. So I wanted to do a study. I've never done a study of a landscape before, or a background. We're ignoring the characters. I have a bunch of art from this artist, and I hate the fact that where I got it from didn't list who they were. So if anyone knows who the artist is that did this, let me know, because I need to get more of their stuff, because they're amazing. Because their backgrounds look detailed until you zoom in and realise it's really not. It's like, what are these lines? These lines mean nothing. But they fit when you zoom out. I need to understand how they do this. Because it means I can draw backgrounds without having to put effort in. I can focus on putting details where they belong. And so since I have no idea how to actually study a background, I need to figure that out on the fly. Because I was not going to stream until 10 minutes ago, and then I decided I'm going to stream and hit the button. Hence the title of this. I have no idea what I'm doing today. Hence why I haven't even turned on VTube Studio yet. Because I am what they call in the business, smirt. I was too busy making sure that everything else was working. Right, so. Let's do this in 3 stages. This is the background. Let's see. I really wish I do. I don't have a square brush, do I? I mean, I probably do, actually. Because I do have, like, hundreds of brushes. But most of them are weird. Like, forest brush. And pine forest. Like, boom, look, I have done a Bob Ross painting. It's amazing. But they're not a square. And square would probably be quite helpful for me to do this properly. This'll do. This'll do. Also, hi, Elle. Right, so foreground is down here, so the sort of mid-ground bit is sort of starting. No, that's still wrong. Let's put them, let's align them. Might make it a little bit easier for my feeble brain. So it starts about here. That's sort of our mid bit. So the middle area of it. I've already messed, even though they're next to each other, I've messed up the proportions on that one quite a lot. But never mind, I don't care. This is not trying to be accurate, this is just trying to figure out some of the basics, honestly. Because like I say, I don't do scenes. There were a couple of times I've tried doing my own scenes. They look really bad. And I don't want them to look bad. I want them to look kind of okay. Now let's this bit that goes down here is also technically the middle ground, so let's do that. And then this stuff down here is where the foreground bit would be. I'm going to try and keep it loose, because that is how this person draws. So I'm not going to be like really like intricate, like little details like this. I'm not going to be doing that. We're going chunky brush, or at least as chunky as I can do to still get details. So that's a vague one, I guess. I mean, if we're really going to go for it, we'd probably want to have sort of this bit, because technically I think that's a separate distance from the camera. So it's kind of like that, at least in terms of like distance from the camera. I'm glad Josh is probably asleep right now, because his art critic brain would be going insane with my butchering of this whole process. Okay, so let's put in a bit of colour. Will that work? No. I was trying to cheat a bit, but no, that's not going to work at all. Because we've obviously got a bit of colour, a bit of light even, sort of here. Ooh. And a bit of dirt on the screen. Ooh. So yeah, we've got a bit of color, a little bit of like light on some stairs there. Most of it is fairly flat. I mean, take what I'm about to say with a pinch of salt, because I do not know these things, but it seems like the majority of light is up here, with a little bit up here. It kind of progresses out a little bit to like here, and then all of this down here is dark. I'm not good with values. I'm going to say I'm not good with many things today. Get used to it, because I'm not. That's why I'm trying to learn them. Badly, but still trying to learn them. So let's take just a hard brush. Nope, I'm not in line with that. And let's drop that layer under there so we can actually see what the lines are doing that we're putting in. There's a little bit shining back, little line there from the back of the lamp. I think this bit here is actually a bit more forward than I thought when I first looked at it. It's about the same height as that. Oh yeah, the depth on this is completely fucked already, but never mind, I'm going to keep going. Otherwise I'll be here for hours trying to perfect it when it's just meant to be a quick, relatively simple thing of me trying to learn something new by copying someone who's done it well and try and figure out how they've like planned this out. Because obviously the green bit that I've circled is where the focus is kind of meant to be, because the light shining on this guy's face is kind of a highlight. So it's kind of reading down and then a little bit up. But that can't be right. Because a lot of the detail is kind of down here. So is it like following the leg and then it's going to like the clutter at the bottom? I think that's meant to be how it's read as it was. I've still not quite got the hang of trying to design things so that people look at it how you want them to look at it. Because obviously, like I've said, I don't do this sort of stuff normally, so most of the time when I'm drawing things, it's single characters. And single characters are quite easy to draw because you just draw the character. Hey, Lace. And I know that like one of the things that good artists do when they're doing like an actual scene is they try and make people's eyes go where the artist who's drawing it wants them to go. Which, like I say, I'm not really tried, to be honest. But like I say, since doing mostly character stuff, it's not really needed as much. Well, that's simple, Ginger, because that's the type of planes that have had the most documents that are classified leaked. So they're the ones that are the most accurate. Right, must remember, keep the lines loose. Not doing perfect lines here. No one cares about British equipment, Ginger. The only thing that people care about is the whether or not the equipment that we have in England has proper tea making equipment, which is a hilarious thing to realise. They actually did that. They made sure all of the tanks have a working kettle on them. Because goddamn, we might have to work in a tank, but we're going to have our tea. That's kind of, and then it kind of would go up from here, I guess. So, and luckily, since we're looking at the other side of them, perspective is a lot easier. I think it's like that. Then we're about up here for the banister. I guess we've got one of these. Oh, I'm not putting enough stairs in for a start, but that's fine. Not the point of the exercise. Also, this is really making me realise I need to get new glasses because I'm the entire thing's blurry when I have my glasses on. I need new glasses. And weirdly enough, I see better without my glasses on, which is usually a really bad sign, and it's a sign that says you need new glasses, bitch. Of course, now the glasses are off, I can't see chat. Problem is, not being able to leave the house properly kind of is a pain for getting new glasses. There is a thing that Specsavers do, yes. Cue joke should have gone to Specsavers, blah blah blah, but it is one of the better ones that we have over here, so it's what it has adverts for it. But they do a thing for, like, if you are stuck at home with like a health issue that stops you going outside. In my case, massively overweight and also horrifically agoraphobic. Over from like the past 4 years of living in this place, barely leaving my like little sanctuary. I think I might qualify for a home visit. I need to call them up and find out, though. I mean, I am willing to pay them for it rather than getting it free on the NHS, because obviously, since I work, normally you don't get eye tests free unless you are unemployed or on some other like benefit. And I am obviously not on one of those benefits because I have a job. But I'm perfectly happy to pay. I'm assuming it's like about 100 quid, 120 for a home visit. I'm happy to do that if they will do it. And granted, I would rather have the money, but I also would rather have my eyesight. Also, hello, Shipper. You may not lick my eyeballs. That would probably make my eyesight worse. Because my eyes never have really gotten like better after the eye infection I had last year. Like it's bad enough that I still use things like high contrast mode where all the colors on my work laptop are just black and white because it's easier on my eyes. And I hate being old enough that I need to use the phrase easier on my eyes. Basing healing off of types. Are you thinking of like having like certain healers that are like only good at doing bones, and then some that are good at doing wounds, and some that are doing good at doing like infections? Oh, that's just like positive and negative energy from D&D. That's nothing new in the realms of like TTRPGs. It's like the whole like you want to heal this person. Well, sorry, they're undead. Your healing spell hurts them. You need to use an inflict damage spell on them because it's negative energy and that will heal the undead. Or the oops, sorry, they're warforged. Healing magic doesn't really work on them because they're not organic. Also, Lace, we have brought up the thing before, me and Sheepa, that technically, technically, a cleric can worship any god. There are gods of sex and that kind of thing. So you could be a cleric of a horny god and be perfectly within your reason to be like a bard, but a cleric instead. Yeah, I've definitely messed up the spacing on this. This bit here is way too thin. Nah, not good, but better. Yeah, it's this bit here. I didn't make this step long enough. So I have more steps down than are required to fill up the gap. I see where I screwed that up now. So this bit doesn't exist. And this entire bit here should be moved along. Ah, the Wigglies. One day we'll get Sheepa to put his on. Because technically, Sheepa has two. Because Sheepa has the regular Sheepa wiggle, and he also has Goth wiggle. This one starts a bit further in. We have a bit of detail there. Then we have in the background a couple of random bits here, which could possibly be a door. See, that's my problem, Lace, is I would rather watch other people do it and just go, yes, I should try that some point. And then I never actually do any of it, which is a bad thing. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be going, ooh, that's cool, I want to try it, and then I do it. Alas, I do not most of the time. So we've got that like banister bit there. And then is this just like more building? I think it is. And that bit's just a window. This bit's another window. And the bit behind the lamppost is a pillar sticking out. Oh, that's terrible, Ace. You got to draw now. It's your own fault. You let it happen. need to move this light bit now because that has changed. That is now there. See, that is the reason why when I do things for people, I have learned to say no if someone else then says, "Oh, can I have one like that?" Which is why Riley is not getting a wiggly. Not for me, anyway. Unless I feel really nice. And I'm never nice. I mean, my proportions are all completely wrong. I know this. And here we have the problem of working on multiple layers for colours. If all else fails when trying to figure something else, Ginger, just say global warming. But no, honestly, I have no idea. I mean, in this stream, everyone's crazy, Lace. Always is true. I try not be crazy, but that doesn't stop chat being weird. Oh, Automod. Yeah, Lacey was going to talk about her massive collection of giant fat dildos. Oh, Lace, have you ever seen the image of the steam powered dildo? I know you're a steampunk fan, and I find it one of the most amazing inventions that humans have ever done. It's like, hmm, that woman, ooh, she's got some woman troubles. Send her to the doctor. The doctor rolls out the trolley with the steam powered dildo and prescribes her an orgasm. And I just find the idea of a steam powered dildo fucking hilarious. It's like, ah, yes, we've revolutionized the world. We've used these on steamships. And it didn't happen to you, it happened to Astra Ginger. It is just so weird. Especially when you permit it once, and it's like other things are like, no, 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 no. The other person's trying to use this term you've just permitted. Yeah, just the image of the steam dildo is just an amazing piece of artwork. Bird out here trying to make me healthy. My posture will be fine soon because in about half an hour's time I'm going to bed. Okay, well, it's not a good study of it. The proportions are all completely fucking wrong. But for a 40-minute ish attempt, it's not terrible. And that is all I'm trying for these days, is if it doesn't look terrible and it kind of matches what I was looking at, I'm fine. I will count it as a decent study. Right, let's see. So you, and you are all the same thing. Remove. Oh, of course, I've got the marquee on it, so of course it won't erase the green. Let's do invert selected area, and then zoop, zoop, zoop around the edge to clean it up. They're kind of similar. They're similar enough that it's fine. Again, I'm absolutely shit at backgrounds, and that's what this was an attempt at. Trying to take a background that I like, especially the style. I love the style of this person's work, and that's why I'm really pissed off that the place I found these didn't have their name. Curse you, Imager, or Img, however you want to pronounce it. Because I have like quite a few of theirs that I just have. Because it's just got that. It's got that nice steampunky like style to it. Witness me open 1,000 images and confuse the hell out of the computer. Oh, that was. I love coughing after I've had a nosebleed. Sure makes me feel like I'm going to die of TB. It feels like I'm right in the Victorian era. But yeah, this person is just. They mostly seem to do the colour, and then they put in just like some scribbly black lines as their like detailing. Because I just look at like. This is not accurate drawing, but you understand that they're meant to be boats. They haven't even needed to like put any other thing. It's just you can see it's a seaside area. Oh no, Lace is in ad jail. Someone tell her she's in horny jail. Delicious. Beppis. Hang on, how? Oh, we've got a minute and a half left on the ads. But yeah, just the way this person draws, I really like. Also, dead whale image. But it's a cartoon, so it's fine. It's like they've mostly like painted it with the colour, and then they've just put in the little thin black lines to put enough detail in. It's enough to like know what it's actually meant to be. and I just really like how they're done. Especially this one. I mean, there's no definition here at all, but you can tell it's meant to be a city on the coast with some, buildings. There's a aqueduct or highway or train thing going off. It all makes perfect sense. And I would like to draw like this kind of like background eventually. Because I do have like ideas for comic stuff. Which I've got that horrible problem of wanting to be better before I start. But I know from every other person I've ever looked at that when you start doing a comic, it looks shit anyway. But the important thing is starting. But I don't want it to be shit. I want to start it, but I don't want it to be bad. And I know full well that if I don't start it, it will always be bad because I will never start it in the first place. Oh yeah, and that's just that one from earlier. See, just like in general, I just really like the style of this because it's mostly based on the color. With, I mean, just look at this down here. It's just like a hodgepodge of brown and blue, with then some really scribbly lines put over the top. But when you zoom out, it reads perfectly fine as rooftops. And then they've just focused on putting the details where it's important here, which is the bit you're meant to focus on, and then the thing that's just a little bit further away, they've put a bit more detail in, and everything else didn't care. They've known where to put their lines to make it, the best it can be. They've known where they wanted the focus to be, so that's where they've put their lines. And I am not good at that. I spend way too much time putting in all the fucking little details or trying to. Like, I've put leg creases in there for the fabric. You've never seen my legs. Quite frankly, I could just delete the entire bottom half and no one will notice. I put in way too much time into bits that don't matter. And I know that's one of my big problems. The biggest problem is not doing art at all and just not bothering and just not drawing. Which is why, like I said, an hour ago, I was like, screw it, I need to stream, I need to do something. I'll open the study folder, I'll pick a thing, and I'll just go for it. So I opened up my stream safe studies folder because a lot of them are not stream safe, they're nudes. I ain't drawing them. Not at all drawing them on stream on Twitch. So I opened my stream safe studies folder, which are things like this or clothed furries, because gotta learn, gotta be good, and just try doing this. I've obviously ballsed it up for a start because I've put in a lot of like blacks for like just the colouring in general. Whereas they've used, darker greys, and then they've had the very thin black outlines. So really, what I should have done, to make sure I've got a It should have been more like... more like that. So it's not quite as dark on those certain elements. Yeah, really, I should have gone something more like that. And then let's see, I would need... Ooh, would airbrush work? No, I don't think airbrush is kind of shit, quite frankly. Let's go for hard round. Big. No, I want soft round. And then I try and remember the difference between all of these different types. Oh, no, definitely not that one. Definitely not that one. I think soft light was the better one. And tonal correction. Let's do... It's about that, I think. Also, the great thing with this tool is you can just go, hey, what happens if the light is blue? Yeah, it's about that. Just make sure there's actually a little bit of glow on the thing. But yeah, I know that if I'm going to do a comic, I should start with something that's kind of shit and I don't care about. Problem is, I've only really got the one idea that I want to do. And so it's sort of like getting around to trying to think of some like kind of shittier little ideas that I can like do a 2 or 3 page thing on. Which would probably be a good thing to try anyway, because like fairies would love me if I did that. And by fairies I mean most of the people that I know. But see, I need to do more studies on this person's style. And steal their secrets. Like steal that, like learn how they do their values. Because like, at least this one, values are easy on this one because the background is just all really bright. The foreground is really dark, and then the mid tones are just like these sets of buildings here. That's relatively easy. I can do that. But then you've got some like more difficult ones, like seeing the values in this. Most of it to me just looks really dark, and that might be the case. I mean, even like this is kind of understandable for values. And just in case anyone has no idea what I'm talking about with values, can I remove tones? This feature uses an internet connection. Please read the following. That's horrific. That's not what I wanted at all. I wanted grayscale, not hideous. Hang on, let's try the other method. Saturation down. That's what we mean by values. Grayscale, black and white, bright bits, dark bits, middle bits. So looking at it, it's like most of it sort of like this bit here. It's all like the medium shades. Medium shade, medium shade. A couple of light bits. And then the background behind them. And I've kind of got it roughly right. Kind of. Oh no, Stars is here. This is the wrong way round. I'm the one that's meant to raid you. What are you doing here? Also, I've realised I've been doing this entire stream and I haven't even turned my music on. The music's been off for an hour and 10 minutes and no one has told me. I heard music and I was like, what in the hell is happening? And I just look up and see 1,000 bits from Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. You crazy person. You don't have to do that. Let's skip to some of the actual, like, music. Now, whenever I'm doing art, I try and have music because I know for well if I'm uploading this to YouTube, no one wants to listen to me. No, I called me stupid, Stars. I called you a kitten. There's a difference. We are not the same. Meow. If you're a kitty, why do your tags say cat? Hmm? Oh, the music's going a bit. Or was that just my headphones? I had them so low it was. Okay, I think it was just my headphones. I had them a bit. I had them so low it was doing the cutting in and out thing where the power's not quite there. Okay, that's less bad. Right, close these down. These can be studies for another day. Hmm. Right, I need to do something else with like. Don't worry, stream. It's perfectly fine. Stars is a kitten. This is one of the first things I learned when I went to when I started watching their streams. They are kitten. You go in and you say hi, kitty. And you can tell it's true because Starzy keeps trying to deny it. I also like, because I don't have chat on screen, if anyone's watching this VOD in the future, they're going to think I'm mad. I mean, to be fair, they are watching my streams, they're mad enough as is. Okay, I guess for the last, like, 10 minutes or so, I can poke more at this dumb-looking bat. Because it was going to end relatively soon, but then Starzy turned up. To be fair, it's my fault for streaming later than I normally do, but I was watching Star Trek Discovery with Sheeper and Ginger, so not my fault. It's not actually as bad as people say. It's not amazing, but it's not as bad as people said. Because the one thing I wanted to do with this character, and by character I mean me, I did want to, like. Hang on, where's the. I did want to, like, poof them up a bit. Where. Hard round brush, please. Oh, you go what you go do what you need to do, Starzy. Thank you for the raid. It's weird getting a raid from. It's weird getting raids from people that you normally only ever raid. But I wanted to, like, poof her up. First of all, though, I need to, like, remember what layer I put the bits on. Because me being smart and everything, I have named all of my layers perfectly well. Okay, that is the colouring and stuff for the shoulders. That is the apron. Okay, so it was this layer. Yeah, I want to, like, chubby them up a little bit. Make them a little bit more true to life. But it's trying to find that, like, that sweet spot of cute chunky and, oh god, no, don't go that far. We aren't aiming to cater to that crowd. I mean, that just looks bad. Oh, it's funny you say thick vised lace because that's one thing I did end up practicing. You know, you have your like your thin body, which would go up here, and then you go whoop, whoop. You have to make the noise when you do it. It is in the law. It is in law that you have to go whoop when you draw the like whoop lines. Yeah, a couple of the studies that I did were on complete short stacks. And I realised how terrifying it was because I kind of drew this version of Chiri with short stack proportions, but she's like 10 feet tall, which means her ass is like 3 foot wide, which is terrifying. I do know I'm going to get rid of this accessory thing. I wanted to have some like tool pouch thing, but it doesn't really work, just like stuck to the side of the leg. Like maybe what I'll end up doing is like having it sticking out from like the back. Just like a couple of like little tool things, like wrenches and whatnot. Just so they're sort of out of the way of normal movement, but they're still within reach for when needing to deal with stuff. Because this is the like the steampunk engineer version of Chiri. Hence the goggles, because you can't be a steampunk engineer without goggles. It's silly. You'll get steam in your eyes. And also pocket watch, because pocket watches are cool. I have one somewhere. It's definitely out of battery, because it's not an old one that has all the fun, cool stuff in. It's just a battery powered one because they're cheaper and I don't have to worry. The skill I don't have to learn of how to take apart a watch, which I hate to admit I kind of half know. I've never done it, but I have watched videos of taking watches apart and putting them back together. With like knowing what the balance is and the gear train and stuff like that is. Or is it gear train? And there's the bridge. There's the balance. There's obviously the spring and the barrel that the spring goes in. I know. I keep getting like people say, "Why do you know things?" And it's because I just watch stuff and have gone, "Oh, that's cool. I'll watch that more." And I just absorb things enough that I could probably do it really badly, but not enough that I could do it well unless I actually go and spend money to learn the skill. Like actually buy a set of tools to do it. Which is why I have so many random fucking things around my house. Like 3 sewing machines, a shoe anvil, um, multiple musical instruments that I still haven't learnt. Woodworking tools I have, but I do know how to use those. I can build a table. I just have no use to build a table. The reason I bought the current saw was for the baseboard for that steampunk train diorama thing that eventually going to get made. I just need to clear some space. Which I am getting there. I am getting there. I was planning on doing part of the the baseboard stuff, weekend just gone. Then I got distracted. I was going to like measure out the cork bits to put the track on and like scribble on the baseboard what's going where. But I didn't. Because, you know, it's me. I'm good at not doing things. Hence why I've been staring at this image for like 5 minutes just jabbering. Which probably really is a good sign that I have turned my brain off for the night and should probably find someone to disappear to. Let's have a look. I know who's not going to be online because Starzzy's a tricky person like that. You know who's here that we rarely ever get to raid? Some nerd called Ace Beanie is streaming for some reason. So I am going to send everyone to Beanie. He's playing Half-Life. Well, he's playing Black Mesa, but it's Half-Life. I don't know when next stream will be. Possibly Wednesday. We'll see. But until then, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Starzzy, for the raid, and thank you, Sarah, for the 1,000 bitties. And thank you, Spilk, for not only the resub, but also the gifted sub to Ginger. So, yep, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time, and say hello to Ace Beanie for me. Oh, bye-bye.